Depending on whether the voluntary filer, the debtor, is an individual or a business, will determine the requirements as to whether they can actually file for bankruptcy or no. Let's start with an individual. Now, for an individual to file for liquidation bankruptcy, the primary requirement that they have to meet is called a means test. And this looks at the state where the debtor is located and looks at the median income. And if the debtor has recurring income greater than the state's median income, then they cannot file for a liquidation, a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Rather, they have to go with a reorganization bankruptcy. This is used to prevent debtors from defrauding creditors by simply racking up a bunch of debts and then seeking a discharge of bankruptcy in Chapter 7 to get rid of the debts. Then we look at the Chapter 13, the reorganization bankruptcy. So the requirements for this is there are certain dollar amount limits on the debtor as to how much secured and unsecured debt they can have and still file for a reorganization. To start with, they have to have recurring income. So they have to have some form of employment job or other form of recurring income through some other means or method. And then they cannot have unsecured debts in excess of somewhere in excess of $307,675. So just over $300,000. And they can't have secured debts of more than $922,975. So if they have more debt, more secured debt or unsecured debt than these $300,000 or $922,000 amounts, they can't file for reorganization. So bankruptcy is out of the question in this scenario.